of the time, they leave you alone. You're not on their menu. Most of the attacks are by mistake. They think you are one of those creatures to eat. And as often as not, they take a first bite and then they spit you out. They don't like you. There are exceptions. One North Carolina woman, a young lady, don't know where she's from exactly in North Carolina, but back in 2017, she was snorkeling out there in the Bahamas, not diving. She was on the surface with her mask, fins, and snorkel. And she felt a tug, and suddenly a shark had her entire arm in its mouth. She fought, she kicked, she struggled, she screamed through the tube, the snorkel, and kind of broke loose. Worked to pry the jaws open, got them open, and she sees her arm, which is no longer attached to her body, in the shark's mouth.
Yeah.
How would you deal with her, Kelly?
Well, that would be a lot of trauma counseling.
Lots of trauma counseling.
It would be.
She said, when I turned to my right to see what I had bumped into, I was face to face with a shark. Tiffany Johnson is her name. The bump I felt was when it had literally grabbed onto my arm, so my arm was in its mouth. She was about ready to give up. She knew she was gone. She said she was rehearsing her life, reviewing her life, kept popping up. You know, she still goes back into the water 7 years later.
Yeah,
That's one way to overcome fear, right?
it is.
Heard those stories, yes.
You wouldn't do it.
I did it after witnessing a shark
Did you?
attack. It took a while, but yeah.
Of course. Yes.
I was 12. It was rough.
Oh, my.
I imagine.
Okay, we got a caller here. Good morning. Who's this?
It's Meredith.
This is Meredith Croom.
Well, hi,
Hello, Meredith. Right on time. How are you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
Oh, hanging in here, trying to. I guess I need to get me some green paint, a lot of it, to paint my lawn.
Yes.
That's probably going to be the most viable option at this point.
Oh my!
We need Meredith's expertise. What to do? What to do?
Meredith is out there at Grants Creek Nursery, and I tell you what, if it's kind of out there, you got to get there,
Right.
and you got to know where you're going. Sort of, you can Google it, and it'll take you right there. But when you get there, take your walking shoes.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're going to be walking a long way. So if you walk that
Yes.
entire area out there, how many acres is it, Meredith? I forgot.
We've got 40 acres of nursery.
Wow.
That's what I remembered, 40 acres. Wow. That's a bunch of land out there, and you got all sorts of stuff growing.
We do. We got a lot of stuff to water too.
Yeah.
Oh, I imagine. Are you using well water, Meredith, or do you have to use county water?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I couldn't afford that.
Right.
But yeah, we pull out of wells and it goes into our stock ponds, and then we draw the water out of the pond.
Oh, that's good.
So yeah,
That's
if
a blessing.
if it rains, it's great because we get all the rainwater. If it doesn't, then we have to pull out the wells.
Okay, so a lot of the people out here, I've got a little garden, and it's not that expensive to keep it watered, but it is a pain and it is time consuming, and that water kind of evaporates right away, even though I have taken all sorts of precautions, and I think I've done pretty well because I'm getting
You've
stuff.
done great.
But my lawn,
Yeah.
lawns all through this neighborhood, they're dying.
Well, I would, being in the South, we've seen this time and time again. So, we get these really long, dry, hot summers, and then everybody's grass starts turning brown, and they're losing their minds because they're thinking they're losing the lawn. In some instances, you possibly could, especially if it was a newly sodded lawn that wasn't established with a good root system. But the majority of these lawns, especially because we plant so much centipede, what actually ends up happening is they will turn brown. But as soon as we start getting water again, they will flush back out. It just kind of goes into a dormant period because it knows it's hot, it's stressed, and so it just goes into dormancy, kind of like what it does in the fall and winter. All of our warm season grasses here, we don't have green lawns in the winter. We have warm season grasses which turn brown and go dormant in the winter, and that's essentially what it will do during this kind of drought period. However, if you're trying to keep a lush green lawn, I totally get it. But there's a lot of things that you need to do to keep it that way. With as high as the temperatures are, and as little rain as we have had, thank goodness the rain last week. I'm hoping we're going to get some more later this week. But if you're going to water, you need to be watering in the early hours of the morning or in the later hours of the afternoon.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask you.
Not going down.
Yes.
What?
That's what I was going to ask you. When is the best time to do it? So before,
Yep.
about the time the sun comes up or when it goes down?
Yeah, the key thing is making sure that your lawn is not wet as the sun has set and then it's staying wet all night long, because that can cause a fungus issue. So
Oh,
you want to
really?
make sure if you're going to water in the afternoon, that it's later in the afternoon, but not so late that the grass isn't going to actually, the blades aren't going to actually dry. But at this point, where the sun's not going down till 8:30 or so, so watering at 6 or 7 o'clock in the afternoon is totally fine. Watering at 5 or 6 in the morning is absolutely perfect. You don't want to leave out. You don't want to water in the middle of the day, mostly because all of that water that you're going to apply to your lawn is going to evaporate.
Mhm.
So you're really just kind of wasting your water, your time, your money. So you want to water in the cooler parts of the day. And the goal is, especially with anything that you plant, but with an established lawn, you want to make sure that you're watering deeply and infrequently. So if you're watering for 5 to 10 minutes a day and it's barely soaking that grass, you're going to create another issue because the root system is going to want to stay near the top of the soil
Ah,
because that's where it's readily getting its water instead of watering deep and that water drenching down through the soil and pulling that root system down with it as well. That creates a plant or a grass that will be able to tap into the deeper water underneath the soil level, and it helps that plant survive better, or the grass.
I would also imagine the surface roots, if they're very close to the surface and you've got 90 degrees out there baking down on them all day long, that's not going to be good for the roots themselves.
Mm-mm.
No, it's not. It's not. But the goal is for a healthy, established lawn or plant, either one, is to water deeply and infrequently. That way, those root systems are pulling down into the ground.
Okay.
And of course, the farther down you get in the ground, the more water you're going to find, the less evaporation that you have. And so it's able to use those natural water sources that are down there and nutrients and pull that up to the plant.
Okay.
During, especially times like this where it's drought and stress.
Final quick question. Mowing.
Mhm.
How often should we mow? Normally once a week.
During a time like this, you want to mow less. I mean, honestly, as little water as we have had, the grass is nowhere near growing as fast as what it was earlier in the spring. So you can, number one, mow less frequently. If you were mowing every other week, try mowing every 10 to 14 days. When you are mowing, you need to make sure that your blades are very sharp. Cutting with a dull blade is going to rip that grass blade in such a manner that it's going to be more stressful to the grass. You also want to make sure that you are cutting no more than a third of the length off. Leaving it a little bit taller is going to be better for the health of the turf. It's really, really short. It can cause added stress during an already stressful drought period.
Yeah.
Likewise, you do not want to go out there and start fertilizing something. People think,
Really?
I need to make it green, and they'll go out there and start fertilizing. Well, number one, with the heat, a lot of chemical products specifically have a temperature range in which is optimal to apply and to use. 95 to 100 degree weather is not optimal. It's going to basically induce what's a chemical burn. It's going to make that product be so hot that it's going to cause a problem on whatever you're applying it to. So make sure you're reading your product bag and following what it says so far as temperature guidelines are concerned. I can tell you from everything that we use here in the nursery, usually 85 degrees is the maximum temp at which they want you to apply it. I usually like to try to do it on like 75 to 80 degree days. That's why we do things earlier in the spring and the fall. But do not fertilize this lawn. It's going to cause stress to an already stressed out turf situation. It's not going to make it green up. It can cause the chemical burn. And anytime that you're trying to force something, whether it be turf or plants, to grow when they're stressed out, it's just going to cause, like I said, added stress. It needs to worry about tapping its energy into its root system for survival reasons, rather than having to produce all the foliage up above the ground, whether it be blades of grass or whether it be leaves on a tree.
Okay.
So adding a fertilizer that's going to make it want to push new growth is not ideal at this point.
I'm glad she said that because
Yes.
we were just talking
We were
about
just
that
talking about
yesterday. And it was said, maybe she could put some fertilizer on it
No.
and water it.
Won't do that. now.
See, so that's great advice.
All right,
I'm
Meredith,
so glad she brought
Can
that
we
up.
call you next week? Or can you call us next week about the same time, same channel, and let's talk about gardens, our little backyard gardens? Because
Yeah,
I've got
that'd be
questions.
Mine looks a
Yeah,
hot mess.
yeah, we can do that. That's fine.
Next Wednesday,
We'll
about
send you a
7:45.
reminder.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes,
Yeah,
We'll
do,
take care
do
of it.
that for sure.
Okay.
I will do that. Thanks, Meredith.
Thank you, Meredith.
You're welcome.
All right, you take care. Let's take a break. You're live on local Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
Freedom 97.1.
What's going on, Piggly Wiggly fam? I hope everyone had 4th of July and some full bellies, but not too full, because the Richlands Piggly Wiggly has some yummy deals coming your way. T-bone steaks for $9.99 a pound. Now that's a deal if I ever heard one. You don't want beef? That's fine. We also have split fryer chicken breasts for just $2.29 a pound. Easy to cook and delicious every time. Stay refreshed in this hot weather with some mouth-watering, juicy eastern peaches for 99 cents a pound. And throw some fresh jumbo Athena cantaloupes in the cooler for $2.99 each. Happiness is a full belly, and getting it at a good cost is just the cherry on top. Stop by the Richlands Piggly Wiggly this week and snag all these good deals.
Mills International Incorporated, your local Cub Cadet dealer, is ready for summer. And you should be too, with the Cub Cadet Ultima Series. Come today and see how these zero-turn mowers have stepped up control, with traditional lap to a familiar steering wheel experience. Four-wheel control provides precision, maneuverability, and stability on a variety of terrains, including hills up to 20 degrees. Adjustable automotive-inspired high back seat lets you comfortably cut at your maximum speed, while a heavy-duty mowing deck powers your yard for a premium cut. Combine steering wheel control with premium features of the Cub Cadet Ultima Series, and you get a zero-turn mower ready to unlock the possibilities of your lawn. Head to your local Cub Cadet dealer, Mills International Incorporated, at 801 South Queen Street, Kinston, for exceptional offers, expert advice, and a superior service.
When it comes to paint supplies, whether a contractor or homeowner, since 1957, people have depended on Jacksonville's premier paint store, CNS Paint, for all their painting supplies, and accessories, as well as providing expert knowledge and helping with a particular paint project. CNS Paint, with locations in Jacksonville at 6 Doris Avenue, 504 Cedar Point Boulevard, Cedar Point, and 105 Wayne Drive, Morehead City. CNS Paint is close and convenient to cover the Crystal Coast with quality PPG paint for any project, residential or commercial. Color is often the first impression of a home or community. PPG's team of designers, experienced in both new home construction and residential repaint, have compiled over 2,000 color schemes to provide you with a selection that appeals to homeowners. A beautiful and lasting paint job starts with quality PPG paint. For more information, phone 910-455-0210 or visit CNS Paint, 6 Stars Avenue, Jacksonville, 504 Cedar Point Boulevard, Cedar Point, or 105 Wayne Drive in Morehead City, or online, cspaintcenter.com. CNS Paint, Jacksonville's premier paint store since 1957.
Attention property owners, are you fed up with bad tenants, under market rents, and late payments? At Fountain Management, we provide unrivaled levels of expertise and all the tools and services you need to make owning a rental property easy and profitable. Are you ready to talk about taking the management of your real estate investment to the next level? Well, contact us today. Fountain Management, 910-455-1609. We will make owning your rental property simple and rewarding.
WSME, Camp Lejeune, W246CJ, Jacksonville. 5
Fox News, I'm Deborah Valentine. Today's the second day of the NATO summit in Washington. Addressing the summit Tuesday, President Biden rallying for further support for Ukraine in its war against Russia.
The war will end with Ukraine remaining a free and independent country. Russia will not prevail.
Meanwhile, Democrats continue to debate whether President Biden should drop out of the race for the White House. Former President Trump campaigning in Florida, attacking his opponent's poor debate performance.
They want Crooked Joe out of the race. It's a shame the way they're treating him. But don't feel sorry for him. He's a very bad guy. He weaponized government. Remember that.
Opening statements begin today in the involuntary manslaughter trial of actor Alec Baldwin in Santa Fe, New Mexico. If convicted, he faces up to 18 months in prison. America's listening to Fox News.
Freedom 97.1.
WSME.
It's live and local. Real talk.
Okay, welcome back. It's a little bit after 8 o'clock, and you're live and local Real Talk with Kelly Knapp, Lee Barrows, and yours truly, Rayford Brown. And it is a Wednesday, and we're now halfway through Wednesday. For this show, anyway. So, don't know what y'all are going to be doing, but in an hour, we're going to quit for the day. Well, sort of. You heard that story just then on Fox News about Alex Baldwin. The trial is getting ready to get underway. He's charged with manslaughter, I guess it is.
Yes, I'll be watching
Faces up to 18 months in the big house. He was on set playing stupid. Had a gun that he was given. That was supposed to be the gun that they're supposed to be using. Had a armorer on set, somebody who was the firearms expert, and who did not make sure that the gun was not loaded. And the gun was loaded with the real bullets, not with fake bullets, not with just primer type casings, just something to go bang. And they're holding him responsible because he had the gun and he pulled the trigger on it.
Yes.
Now, well, it pointed it and aimed it. Well, I'm going to tell you what, Alex Baldwin is an anti-gunner in the first place. So he's a very hypocritical individual, and I don't like him. He's come out so anti-gun over the years that I just don't like him, period, because he gets on TV and the movie and makes money by flaunting guns around.
Sure.
We see that so often with some of these actors. They are hypocritical. But in this particular case, he couldn't hit the broadside of the barn if he aimed at it. So he wasn't really aiming at anything. He was pointing, playing. I don't know what else he was doing. They've got the film. I'm sure it's going to be shown again. But the gun goes off and somebody's dead.
Yes.
We still don't know how live bullets got into the gun because it obviously was not checked by the lady who was supposed to check it. I've been on movie sets doing photography work for the movies. I got hired to do those kinds of things. The armorers that I've seen on, I knew the guy, and he was meticulous. He took control of the guns. You did not get that gun until he handed it to you. And he cleared first and showed you it was cleared. If it was to be loaded with blanks, he looked at it and made sure it was blanks. There's gun people can tell. They know what they've got.
It was just like a domino effect of people not doing their part.
And then you got the guys out there after shooting, not after shooting the movie stuff, after they're in the desert.
Right.
And they take this gun.
And they're out there.
And they got a box of live bullets.
Yes.
And they go out there and start shooting it around, probably drinking beers.
They shouldn't have even touched
whatever
it.
else they may have been doing. But they are out there shooting it.
I'm going to reserve judgment on all of this because I'm going to watch it as a juror would watch it.
Mm-hmm.
And be interested to see what's going to come out of this.
Well, what concerns me is there are going to be uneducated jurors there. Now, I do not think Alex Baldwin bears the brunt of the responsibility for this, even though I do not like him at all.
At this point right now, I agree with that.
Yeah, agreed.
I wait to see the rest of the evidence. What I've seen so far in the first trial, that's what points me, because I didn't have any feelings one way or the other before. I was waiting.
Right.
But what I've seen so far as evidence presented, she's guilty, and she was found guilty, rightfully so, the armorer.
Right. Yeah.
Alex was just a dummy. Put him up on a pole and let him dance around.
Well, I know myself, if I pick up a gun, I'm going to check it.
Of course.
See if it's loaded and what it's loaded with. I mean, I'm not, and I'm not pointing it at anybody.
No. Why don't you go to the floor?
That's why I don't go to the range with groups of people, because a lot of those people are shooting for the first time. They don't understand how to point your gun down when you're not using it.
Hey, buddy, how you doing?
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
That makes me nervous when people
I
do
don't. I just do not want to go with groups.
that.
And, well, thank God I grew up in groups of people that were gun people.
Yes.
Yeah,
And,
but not everybody has been.
and,
Yeah.
and got into law enforcement very early. And of course, you grew up with real fast in
Right.
that respect, because that's what you're taught and taught and taught and taught and retaught. They hammer it into your heads if you got the right instructors. And luckily, I always did.
Well, this whole Alex Baldwin thing, the whole trial's been a mess up to this point of
It has been.
going to trial, the lawsuits and everything else. And I'm just going to reserve judgment on everything until I actually listen to the facts presented.
Just take Alex out back and spank him and turn him loose and let him go.
I'm not a big fan of Alex Baldwin
I
either.
don't like
but
him. He's just got an attitude that I don't like, and he's hypocritical. Hey, Joy,
Yes.
what's up?
Good morning. I don't like him either, but I don't think he should be held accountable if he's not familiar with guns. The woman who is paid to make sure, I think, this is my personal thing for right now, that she should have done a better job at handing in that gun. And as an actor, I mean, we don't know what was going on at the time, if it was a quick shot or whatever, but I don't like him, and I'm not saying he did or did not do it on purpose, but there was a lot of mistakes that happened during that time.
Some of the stupid excuses that came out of this, though, I have to, from him, he said, I didn't know. I just punted it. It just went off. Let me
You had to pull
explain
the
something.
trigger.
No, you got to
I
do
had to
more
pull
than
the
that.
trigger.
Well, yeah, but
This is a single
Pop the
action.
trigger.
Let me explain to you what this is. This was a single action revolver.
pull-
That means you have to physically, manually, with your thumb generally, cock the hammer. And then you pull the trigger. It will not go. You can pull that trigger all day long and it will not go bang unless you cock the hammer
did
first.
someone cock it other than him?
Nope.
Not that anybody has indicated.
Okay, I was just
So
curious.
he had it
Yeah.
and he was playing with it. There's a key word there.
What a moron.
You do not play with guns.
No.
Whether loaded or unloaded,
They
you
are
do
all
not play with them.
loaded first.
I
Rule
would
one.
treat a gun as if they're all loaded.
Every gun in my house is loaded. Do not walk into my house and pick up a gun and think it's not loaded.
Yeah.
That's the rule that I tell everybody around here. How true is it? Doesn't
Same right.
matter.
Same with us. I don't make sure I don't try to trip if something goes off on me, a shotgun or a 410 pump or anything to make sure. But another reason why I was calling is hopefully to help people for what happened to me. Of course, it was over the weekend. The banks were closed, correct?
Yeah.
Well, I have alerts on my bank that indicates when someone
Messes with your money.
exactly. So naturally, I call and they said, "Did you purchase such and such in New Jersey?" I said, "No, I'm not in North Carolina," just like they normally do. Well, then as we proceeded on with the conversation, he said, "Can you log in?" And I logged in, and I said, "No, I can't." And he said, security questions, and of
No,
course,
no.
none of them were correct. That I know that were correct because they've been the same for 30-some years.
Yeah.
Of course, I couldn't call. They got me at the holiday, so I couldn't call or do whatever until the nighttime people came on with the bank that I finally could get. Well, this dude, they was call me every 72 hours to check to make sure if I had, if everything was okay, right? Which I thought was really strange. I got that gut feeling at that point in time. So I called and I checked my balance in my account, and I had several $1,000s that had been transferred from one account to another account, which I know that I did not do. And so I called the bank and finally got the right people, and they scanned me.
Yeah.
And so now I've got to go and reopen everything, checking account, you name it, card, the whole works. So it came up as my bank, just like normal. Everything was just normal. Everything. I mean, as if my bank was the one. So people need to be very, very careful of do not return. I mean, don't call the number that calls you. Make sure you call your bank personally. Get that number. It's after hours, that 800 number, because they got me. But they didn't. Thank goodness I called it just in time where they did not take any more money out. They were getting ready to because they had transferred some money out of my account.
Mm-hmm.
So people need to. And she also said, shopping online, that she's found out that with Amazon to only use a Gmail account now. That was just what she said. I don't know. I've not had a problem with that. But I just wanted to pass it on to people. If you get your alerts and it says from your bank, do not believe it. Don't answer anything. Just hang up and get the correct number to call your bank.
There you go.
I called
Always
back.
call the bank.
I called back just to verify to make sure to get another person. And she said the same thing. And so right then and there, I was like, I've been busted. So just be careful, because there are people out there that are good at trying to steal your money.
And they would like to do it on, like you say, on a weekend or at nighttime when it's a little more difficult to reach normal people at normal hours.
Yes. And when I called the credit union, they told me that I'm located in the UK. They even changed my location.
Okay.
Oh
There
my
you go.
gosh.
Not,
That's just a PSA for
there you go. Watch out, y'all. Watch out, y'all.
even if it says your bank, don't believe it.
Yeah,
Call your bank.
they're liars. Not right up front. I just consider everybody that calls me a liar.
Any emails or
Not
texts
you,
like
not you,
that?
Joy.
No. Well, hey, look, I texted back. I said, you are a scammer, and I know a man that used to work for the NCIS, FBI, and another man that worked for the mafia. I said, and God don't like ugly, so you better leave me alone, or you're going to have somebody to reckon with.
How
And
did
I
you?
hadn't heard back from him since.
How did you know I work for the mafia?
We know who that is, John.
All right, you have a good one, Joy. Take
Thanks.
care. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. I got another caller. Good morning. Who's this?
Bob in Jacksonville.
Hey,
hello,
Bob in
Bobby.
Jacksonville. How are you?
Well, I was interested in the other conversation about Baldwin, and I'm not a fan of his, except I think he's a good actor, but I'm not a fan of his at all. But, some people are not realizing he's not charged with intentionally having done it to start with.
Nope.
You know,
Right.
but
Reckless.
But anyway, you got a call I'm much more interested in. Let me tell you how I have gone on national conventions and everything else and told people, okay? I'm loyal to my former employer because they made it possible for me to raise my family,
Amen.
do all the things I did and all. I do not do any direct out of my checking accounts for anything. And I do not pay anything with a debit card. Why in the hell, if I go in with a debit card and a charge card, if I give it a charge card, I'm going to have 45 days for even 30 to 40 days for even going to have to pay them. Why should I let them go in my checking account and take it out right now?
Huh?
Yeah, but my main thing is I won't deal with any company unless they're willing to send me a bill every month in an envelope to send a check back to them in. Because that is exactly. Then I did a report for that I gave in Detroit one time. If every postal employee, for instance, which not use any telebanking, none of the other stuff, and do all their stuff by mail the old-fashioned way, that would generate, at the time, about 8 million pieces of mail a year. Now, that's talking all postal employees, management, everything else. And that would provide for more jobs, more stuff coming through the machines, the whole bit. But the main thing is I'm loyal to my previous employer. And just so Lee can laugh, the mailman comes by and picks up, especially when this local union president. Also, in every bill I send out on the envelope, right under my address on my little address sticker. I got a little yellow sticker that says this payment made possible by union labor.
That sounds about right with
That
you.
sounds like you.
Well, I mean, I'm loyal to the people that made it possible for me to have a pretty decent life. I mean,
Well, if
never
I was
been
going to
rich.
If I was going to be doing that, I would say this letter is made possible by the Second Amendment of the United States.
Second.
And
Second
and I got to
Amendment.
say one more thing.
It
that y'all
protects
were
all
talking
the
other
others.
day. One more thing y'all were talking the other day about. I heard you talking the other day about the two people running for president.
Yes.
It reminds me of a saying I grew up hearing all the time, but my granddad used it a lot. Sometimes it's just a fight with no good dog in it.
Yep. Fight to the bitter end and nobody wins.
Anyway, listen, y'all. I got getting ready to run up to the hospital, but I did want to throw that in because, as I said, I know Lee knows me well. She can relate to it. But I went all around the country. When I would urge our members, to use the company that's paying you.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm glad I've had a chance to call back in, but I had a long time there where doing family medicine and all. I couldn't do anything between 7 and 9. But y'all be blessed. Have a good day.
You too, Bobby.
If
Good
I'd
to
known
hear
that,
from you.
If I had known that, go, Bob.
Yeah, we would have just for you.
Okay. Bob, you take care, sir. Click.
He's already clicked
That way
away.
he says goodbye. He says goodbye.
He
That's
meant
like,
now.
That's like I do, and like when my grandma
like, bye.
used to do.
Well, he may not be wanting to go to Target because after July 15th, they're not going to take checks anymore.
Yeah, I saw that.
Whoops.
Well,
Take
I
some
wrote a
cash.
check yesterday.
I don't even
For
have
some
checks. I gave that up
tickets.
years ago.
Well,
I don't
I
have 'em
did
either.
it because it was either that or go to the bank and get cash. But that's the first check I've written. In fact, when I picked up the checkbook, I got looking at the previous checks that were the copies. I was like 4 years ago, 5 years ago.
Well, see, I've got a bank for my personal account that I just go on my account number and everything,
Everybody.
and I
yeah.
can mail
Uh-huh.
this particular bank.
Right.
If I want to send something to the Internal Revenue Service, which I do every year in the form of a check, they
Yes.
take it out of my account. They
Yes.
write a check and they mail it at their expense.
Right.
I don't have to pay for checks. I don't have to pay for the service. I don't have to pay for the stamp.
Right.
It's part of the checking account service that I have.
Right.
And therefore, I don't have to worry about y'all. Oh, well, you can't read my handwriting. What do you mean you can't read my handwriting? That kind of stuff. It's all done
I can't
electronically.
remember.
But it is a check.
Right.
It's through the mail.
Do you ever get behind somebody in a long line and by the time you get up there, the person in front of you is writing a check? Like, why?
Yes.
Oh, gosh.
It's like getting into self-service gas lines, and the person in front of you is getting out of the car, scratching their butt, going around looking where the gas tank is, then looking through the wallet and find out their wallet's in the car, to go back to the car, get the wallet, then they come out with their card, then they say, oh, I got the wrong card, then they go back, and then they try to figure out which end of the card to put into the gas pump. I have been the second one in line at the second pump many occasions, as I did this week. The first person pulls up to the first pump. The lady gets out and she gets started before I can get up to my pump. And I pumped a full tank of gas, was back into my car as she was taking the nozzle out of the pump and putting it into her car. That's
I always feel like when I pull
irritating.
up to a gas pump, I need to have all my stuff ready.
You do.
Card in hand when I get out, put it in, put the nozzle in the gas tank and just pump it, get in your truck, drive away, then put all your stuff away in your wallet.
Pretty much.
I have this thing about I don't like holding people
So
up.
neither do I. And I don't like to be held up.
Absolutely.
All right, we'll be right back with your marine weather forecast. You're live and local, Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME.
WSME.
Mohawk All Pet Protection and Warranty is the only cover protection and warranty for all pets, all accidents, all the time. Because your pets are family members too. No matter how you live, we've got Covered, soft, luxurious, smart strand forever clean carpet. Gorgeous, durable, Solitech luxury vinyl tile. Mohawk has the ultimate floor for every room in your home that's suitable for all pets. For details, Watkins Floor Covering online at watkinsnewfloor.com. Watkins Floor Covering, thanking you for voting them the best of the best for 2023 in the flooring covering and carpet cleaning category. Watkins Floor Covering, they're more than just floors. It's custom showers, custom tubs, carpet cleaning, backsplashes, bathrooms, commercial, retail, and home flooring too. Watkins Floor Covering, family owned and operated since 1997 with locations in Jacksonville and Surf City. Watkins Floor Covering. You stand on it, we stand behind it. Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro can save you money on your automobile insurance with new options that are available now. Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro goes the extra mile to make sure you are in good hands, like helping you customize your auto, home, and windstorm coverage with their Write Your Own Home policy. Yes, save even more when you bundle your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, and even your golf cart. Remember, if it rolls or floats, call Tammy for a quote. You and everything you own are in good hands with Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro. Save more money on your automobile insurance today with Tammy Fry Allstate. Phone 910-326-5383 today. Tammy Fry Allstate, 638 West Corbett Avenue in the friendly city by the sea, Swansboro.
When you need comforting, who do you call? An old friend, right? Jacksonville Heating Contractors services the heating and cooling needs of our area with dependable quality train systems, guaranteeing indoor comfort for your home or business. In addition to quality train systems, Jacksonville Heating Contractors offers 24-hour emergency service, NATE certified technicians, and over 50 years of experience and service you can trust. And with a Jacksonville Heating Contractor service agreement, you never pay retail for heating or cooling services and receive priority scheduling. Remember, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And in New Bern, you can call Trent Heating and Air Conditioning 252-633-2200. In Morehead City, Sea Air Heating and Cooling 252-247-1122. If you need service or repairs, just call an old friend. Jacksonville Heating Contractors, an independent train dealer. It's hard to stop a train. For deals on train systems and more, visit anoldfriend.com or call 910-347-2843.
Summer vacation season is here, and if your plans include hitting the road to do some traveling, then make sure to visit two Silent Service Centers on your to-do list. Travel safety starts with the tires on your vehicle. A trip to Silent Service Center will give you peace of mind with the best value on all name brand tires and the largest selection of used tires in the area. In addition to quality tires, Silent Service Center is a North Carolina inspection station and does brake service, oil changes, and alignment service. And what is really nice is there's no long wait time. Silent Service Center knows you are busy and will have you back on the road in a hurry. Silent Service Center, 1707 Lejeune Boulevard, Jacksonville, and 108 West Main Street, Havelock. Phone 910-353-4760.
It's live and local Real Talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
And the Marine Weather Outlook brought to you by Community Prevention Services. If you have some issues that you just can't deal with anymore, perhaps there are problems, maybe your kids have got you over a barrel, this might be the time to seek some professional guidance. Ordinarily, we turn to family and friends. Sometimes that might work. Other times you might not feel so comfortable, fearing you'll be judged by those same people. And some of those same people will spread it amongst the family and among your friends. How often do you hear about that one?
Happens a lot.
Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. The staff at Community Prevention Services, they are all professionals there. They have your best interests at heart, and they are not judgmental. You can feel comfortable knowing that whatever you share with the counselors will remain strictly confidential. You won't read about it on Facebook. For parents, the issues your children are dealing with, by default, they become your issues as well. Community Prevention Services is not restricted to serving adults either. They offer counseling to youngsters about 6 years of age and older. It should be very reassuring to know that Community Prevention Services is conveniently located right here in Jacksonville. It's not a chain operation by any stretch of the imagination. You're homegrown, right?
Correct.
Located in 918 Henderson Drive. Give them a call today to set up an appointment, 910-353-0972. You'll be happy to know that they honor most insurance plans as well. That number again, 910-353-0972. We're going to check out from the shoreline out to about 20 nautical miles. South winds today, 10 to 15 knots, seas 3 to 4 feet. 3-foot waves from the south every 6 seconds. Sounds and rivers a moderate chop. Thursday, winds from the south around 15 knots, seas 3 to 5. Sounds and rivers a moderate chop. Friday, this is the beginning. We'll talk about it right after Kelly does her portion of the weather in just a second. But right now, Friday, winds from the south around 15 knots, kicking up a bit, 4 to 6 footers. Sounds and rivers a moderate chop. You know what? It'll be a couple of nice days offshore today, tomorrow, maybe. If you want to put up with some showers, you can go fishing. Fish bite in the showers, by the way, in the rain. They don't have any problem with that. They're not allergic to water. But this weekend, we'll talk about that in just a second because Kelly is going to go to cussing. I'll have to turn her mic off.
Today, partly sunny, a high of 89 with a heat index value as high as 100. And we could have gusty winds with 21 miles an hour gusts. Tonight, mostly cloudy, low of 77. Tomorrow, showers and thunderstorms possible after 7 a.m., high of 89. Heat index value tomorrow is as high as 103. Tomorrow night, it will be mostly cloudy, low of 74 with 80% chance of precipitation tomorrow. And then on Friday, showers and thunderstorms. Some of the storms could produce heavy rainfall, high of 85, 80% chance of rain, and 1 to 2 inches of rain are possible.
Okay. All right. Now, as we get closer to this weekend, we've got a system. We got a disturbance. It's disturbance number one. It's the one and the only out there right now. Beryl is gone. Beryl is up in the northeastern part of Indiana, getting ready to go into Michigan, and then it's going to go goodbye. So we're okay. We're out of the woods on that one. But right off of the southeastern coast here of the United States, but right around the Georgia-Florida line, there's a thing. It's due south of Cape Fear.
It is.
Directly due south of Cape Fear. Long ways, but due south of Cape Fear. Water's warm. Formation chance, 10% in the next 2 days, 48 hours. 10% for the next 7 days. They don't give it much chance.
That's good, though.
It's likely going to make landfall. It's not really a thing to make landfall. It's just going to be a mass of water, rain, which will be good, right? Because it's going to be fresh water. It'll be a massive rain coming to us towards the weekend. No reason to cancel your flight. No reason to rent a car and leave now. You got to fly out of here on Sunday.
Yes.
And you've been dreading this.
4 of us are flying out. Five. Yeah.
You've been predicting that there's going to be a bad storm that's going to keep you here or prevent you from coming back.
It'll be the coming back. I'm telling you. That's what'll happen. Happened last year. Yeah.
So you'll be back when? At the end of the week.
Friday, yeah.
Okay, so you're fine. Unless a storm forms up in the Caribbean or down here close to us, if it comes off the coast of Africa, which there's nothing out there right now, it'll take it a week to 10 days to get here. So you're good. Just chill.
Just remember, last year there was no storms in this was just a regular, everyday, run-of-the-mill summer, whatever. Yeah.
Environmental conditions appear only marginally favorable for some additional development of this system over the next couple of days. It will move inland over the southeastern U.S. by this weekend. The southeastern U.S. is anywhere from, in this particular case, from Cape Hatteras down to the Georgia state line with Florida.
And we're flying through Atlanta, so there's that.
It'd be no big deal. No big deal. That's a couple hundred miles from the coast. You'll be all right.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have any wind associated with it that they're talking about. It's just got disorganized showers and thunderstorms.
Just going to create some rip currents for the weekend.
And besides, you got counselors on board. You can deal with all those problems
we
yourselves.
can.
Right?
That's true.
Get yourself a mirror and look at it, or sit there
talk
and
to ourselves.
and talk to each other about your issues.
We
your
could do
concerns.
that. 4 of us are on one airline and 2 people on the other.
Well, they get on the phones and call. They'll let you do that.
Yeah, we could do that.
No, they won't.
We could text or go through computer, but yeah, it'll be interesting.
It'll be, you're going to have a lot of fun.
Yes.
Trust me, as every lawyer says.
Well, did you see what Florida, I didn't read this till this morning. Apparently Florida DeSantis signed a bill that would try to integrate more religion into the state's public school system.
Yeah, that's been
and he's
going around.
doing a volunteer school chaplain program.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Well, Guess who wants to serve as volunteer chaplains? That satanic temple. And they are mad as heck that his office, DeSantis' office, said we're not letting them in. And he's like, I'll sue the state of Florida because
Go ahead.
you can't have, XYZ religions do it and us not. He wants to produce his, after school program that they offer, in the school systems.
So you're a store owner or a manager, a retail type place.
Yep.
And somebody comes in and they steal a bunch of stuff from you and they take all shoplifters, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And they steal a bunch of stuff from you. They get away.
I know where you're going.
And they come back again another day. You call the police the first day. They come back again another day, do the same thing, or somebody else. And a third day and a fourth. And they keep doing this thing, and you keep filing police reports. Well, the city of Sacramento's legal department has threatened to fine a popular retail store for public nuisance over the numerous calls to police after thieves stole from its location multiple times. So you're not supposed to call the police unless they do it just once?
It's California. Of
Oh,
course
yeah, that
not.
one.
California.
A person with knowledge of the warning who wanted to remain anonymous out of fear they could be retaliated against, said Sacramento officials warned they would issue an administrative fine to the target at a certain location there during the past year for all of the reports that they had to give because people were stealing from them. Cops confirmed that's exactly what they responded, and that's what the city is doing. So they want to fine you when you call them to do your job. Why do you need a police department? That is called extortion, y'all. But if the mafia did the same thing, that would be extortion. So Sacramento is a bunch of extortionist mafiosos.
Interesting.
I'm reading it now. I mean, I'm not surprised that,
I'm not
California, so many people are moving out of there. And I've known people that have left there for this very reason, not to mention the high taxes, but crazy nonsense like this, because they cannot depend on law enforcement to protect them because the district attorneys there and city attorneys have tied their hands.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
I mean, crime is so rampant. I would sue this personally. I would sue the city or the state if I were a business owner there on principle at this point.
Some 29-year-old guy, he's charged with a mass shooting in California back in 2022. 6 people got killed, right? Well, they found him over the weekend in his jailhouse.
Found him dead.
He'd be dead.
Yeah.
Smiley Martin is his name, who was awaiting trial on 3 felony charges in connection with the April 3rd, 2022 shooting, died early Saturday morning. It's most tragic that Mr. Martin passed away, according to his defense attorneys. They were going to try to defend him. There he is, before he died.
Yeah. They haven't said how he died, I don't think, did they?
I don't know that they really care. Honestly, don't waste your time, energy, money, or why? Who cares? Peter Ducey, y'all know him, right?
Yes.
He's a kind of a young upstart. Saw him when he first joined Fox News. His daddy had been there as a producer and was a photographer for a few decades, I guess, since Fox News first came around. Well-renowned. He got all sorts of awards. Well, Peter stepped into the limelight, and he hit the ground running, and he's taken on every presidential candidate and every president during his short time at Fox News. He's had Obama. He's had Trump. He didn't cut him any slack, none of them. Well, we've heard about Mr. Biden's desire. He's going to get some more rest these days, so he's going to go to bed at 8 o'clock every night, right?
I saw that, and
so Peter pops up and asks good old Corrine.
She got mad.
Oh yeah, she gets mad at everything he asks her, and he does it intentionally with malice
Yes, he
aforethought. I
does.
mean, he knows what buttons to push.
Yeah.
He said, "So,
what you
let's
do.
suppose we get a nuclear alert, nuclear incoming after 8 o'clock. Who do we call?"
Isn't that what we said the other morning? We said the exact same thing.
He was listening.
We said, I hope war doesn't break out after 8.
She was not
PM.
happy.
Oh, yeah.
She's probably about tired of it all. She says, it is what it is.
So maybe we need to make sure that Russia, North Korea, Iran, China, make
Right.
sure that they launch their stuff before
Right.
8 o'clock, so we'll have someone that can answer the phone and can take the call and tell us that we're about to be obliterated.
Yes.
Okay. What else?
Well, so President Trump had a campaign rally yesterday in Florida. Who was there right by his side, fueling speculations that he'd be the VP pick?
Oh, you talking about Gavin?
Rubio.
Rubio.
Yes,
Oh,
and
like
Trump
him.
even made some references during his remarks, directly acknowledging his speculations about whether he would choose
Yeah.
Rubio or not. So,
I think my suggestion that Gavin Newsom be his Trump's president,
Excuse me.
vice presidential
Boy,
choice would be
that
funny.
ought to be excitement in the White House.
Gavin Newsom?
Yeah.
Oh,
Y'all
no.
missed that when I said it, didn't you?
No, I heard you
Because
say that, and I was thinking, did he mean Bergam?
Gavin
or
Newsom's awful.
Vance?
I just think it'd be fun. It'd be hilarious.
That guy's a
That'd be
jerk.
like Trump picking. Well, it'd be better if he would pick Manchin. I would just love him to do that. He's an independent. He can do it.
The Constitution Party finally got on the ballot for North
In North Carolina, yeah.
Yes, they had a big meeting yesterday.
Some others were
but they're
refused.
still refusing some of the others because they said, "Oh, we need to investigate further." Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And RFK, they won't allow him, but he's gathered way over the required amount of signatures. But the State Board of Elections in North Carolina is now being investigated, and they're having to go before the committee, U.S. Congress, and guess who's in charge of that committee? That's going to be talking to them, but none other than Jim Jordan.
Wow.
North Carolina, you better pull up your britches and get ready because you're about to get whipped.
There's a governor, a mayor up there in Chicago. His name is Brandon Johnson.
Oh, that moron. Yeah.
He's Chicago's well known, infamous for the gun violence that it has, right? Because they don't do
Yes.
anything about it. They
Look
don't
what they
arrest
had to-
anybody. They don't try anybody, and things are just let's take the guns away from everybody. You can't take guns away from
Mhm.
crooks. Crooks will never give up their guns. You understand that?
Yes.
Bad guys will get guns. They have proven that. Underage people are buying and selling guns in Chicago right now. They can't legally do that, but they're doing it. They're buying and selling stolen guns. They're stealing guns and then selling them, but they're not doing anything about it. So this mayor, Brandon Johnson, guess who he's blaming for all of this?
Oh, let me guess. The Republicans.
Oh, it gets worse.
Uh,
The Richard Nixon Foundation
what?
Yeah.
and all conservative Republicans
Mm-hmm.
for the gun violence in Chicago.
I can see the conservative.
Chicago,
Richard
which is what,
Nixon.
99% Democrat,
Yeah.
Yes.
and dating back to the crooked days of the Daily and prior to that. I mean, what do you expect? The Democrats have been in charge all of this time, and look what has happened to Chicago, the
Mhm.
most violent city around. And it's only a small portion of it. And they're doing nothing about it. They're doing nothing about it. The cops are afraid to go to certain areas. In fact, they just don't respond because it's too dangerous. They don't get support from the higher ups in the police department, the politicos of the police department. They certainly don't get higher or support from the city council. They don't get support from anybody higher than they are. I just, I'm not even sure why anybody would want to be in law. You can find another. There are plenty of places that are looking for good cops all over this country.
Sure.
Most of them are south of the Mason-Dixon line, the good places. And that's what I'd be doing if I was in their shoes.
We just look over the holiday weekend. 109 people shot, 19 killed. That's just over the holiday weekend. And this is just like a weekend thing with Chicago.
It
It's a
is.
bloodbath there.
It is.
One of our staff members put together for the staff a packing list One was because one always
Brute
puts their
vest.
laptop in the check luggage, and we're like, stop doing that. So they had to have that. But one of the things on the list I saw it yesterday was bulletproof vest.
Yeah.
I chuckled.
Just get some body armor.
They said they
Take
were
it with you.
serious. I'm
I'm
like,
sure they
well.
were serious.
Yeah.
I wish I had mine. Mine got swiped.
Yeah. Robbins is heavy. He's got one at the house, but
He's probably
that
got
thing
a,
will weigh my luggage down.
he's probably got a ballistic one for a raid vest.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah,
that's probably one of
we
those
we
old
had
Ooh,
those too.
Lord, I put
Yeah.
that thing on. Like,
Hey,
I
know
could
it's
hardly
heavy.
walk. It's heavy.
Yeah.
I
You can
don't think
run.
I'll make it through the airport scanner with that
Oh, you
thing.
won't.
Yeah,
No, you won't.
that caused a problem. Yeah, my luggage will be flagged.
forever.
Yeah.
Let's take a break. You want to chat? Now is your time. We have nothing on schedule on the other side of this break. You'll have some time to talk. Where are you? 910-333-0139. 910-333-0139. We'll be right back.
Onslow County, this is your Freedom 97.1 WSME.
The best deal for the grill is at Jones LP Gas and Oil Company each Friday. Every Friday from 8 a.m. till closing at 5, Jones LP Gas and Oil Company will fill your 20-pound LP gas grill cylinder for only $11. You heard that right. Each Friday till closing, you can have your 20-pound LP gas cylinder filled for only $11 at Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 Wilmington Highway in heart of Verona. In addition to saving money on your LP gas for the grill, Jones Gas and Oil is your full-service gas and oil company, residential, commercial, and agricultural gas and oil needs, as well as gas appliances, LP replacement, parts, fill cylinders, and tankless water heaters, and they offer a 10% military discount on installation. Remember to get that cylinder filled every Friday until closing for only $11. Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 the Old Wilmington Highway, Verona. Phone 910-346-6384.
Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Doctors Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry.
For 40 years now, people throughout Jacksonville and Onslow County have trusted Barnes Diamond Gallery for all their jewelry needs for every special occasion. They understand that every day is a special event for someone, whether celebrating a wedding, anniversary, birthday, engagement, or graduation. Let Barnes Diamond Gallery custom design something for you. Barnes Diamond Gallery does on-site repair in addition to their quality and selection of diamonds, diamond fashion bands, pendants, watches, earrings, gemstone rings, and necklaces for anyone for any occasion. Major credit cards accepted. Layaway available. Barnes Diamond Gallery offers appraisal gold and silver. Barnes Diamond Gallery, 461 Western Boulevard, Suite 120, Jacksonville, open 9:30 to 5:30, Monday through Friday.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail area's only local newspaper in print started a little over a year ago? We now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at Topsail Times. You can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
The excitement of baseball has arrived in Jacksonville with the Jacksonville Ospreys summer team. Playing their games in inaugural season at Jack Emmia Park in Jacksonville. Bring your family and friends. Catch the fun with games, promotions, and special events. Grab season passes, online tickets, and game times at JacksonvilleOspreys.com. Tickets just $10 at the gate. This summer, swing on over and score some fun with your own Jacksonville Ospreys.
Hello, shoppers. Take advantage of the following specials and many, many more at your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store, where good things call Sless, down home down the street, Main Street in Maysville, on your way to and from the beach. T-bone steak is only $9.99 a pound. Whole top sirloin, $5.99 a pound. Top sirloin fillets are only $8.99 a pound. And you get the family pack of half pork loins for just $1.79 a pound. Boneless chuck roast is only $4.99 a pound. And split fryer breast, just $2.29 a pound. And remember, the beef and pork is cut fresh every day by the butchers at the Maysville Piggly Wiggly, and they use only the finest and certified Angus beef and Sanderson's Farm chicken. Over in produce, Athena whole cantaloupes are only $2.99 each. Sweet and juicy peaches, 99 cents a pound. How about fresh sweet blueberries, just $2.99 a pint? And you get a 1 pound package of fresh strawberries for just $2.99. And red or white seedless grapes, just $2.99 a pound. And you get 3 6-packs of the half-liter size of Coca Sprite for just $12. There's 3 6-packs for just $12. That's your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store in Maysville with good things called Sless, down home, down the street. Remember, say big with the pig.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
Okay, we're back. No calls yet. Where is everybody? Where is all the party people gone?
Long time coming.
Yeah. There's a woman over there in Wilson, where I was just a couple of days ago. She's been charged with murder after the police say she killed her boyfriend last night at Walmart in Wilson.
What? What's going on?
Her boyfriend. What you got against? You go to Walmart and something wrong.
Did it
Rashonda Worthen, she's charged with felony murder. It's a stabbing. She's accused of stabbing Arnold Sinclair Jr. about 10:30 in the parking lot of the Walmart. Wow. The 59-year-old man was stabbed in the neck. She admitted stabbing him.
Oh, wow.
Police say the two were in a dating relationship and had been traveling from Florida. Oh, my.
So that trip was not going well.
That was a bad trip, I
Well,
guess.
you heard in Farmville on Sunday this past weekend, 2 men shot each other, killed each other. Got in a
That's
fight
like
and
the worst case of stupidity I've seen.
shot each other, and both died as a result of the wounds.
Oh, we've got a caller. Good morning. Who's this?
Good morning, deplorables.
Hello, Mr. Adorable. How are you?
What's going on?
It's all about
Nothing
you.
much,
Nobody
Theo.
else counts.
So, Rayford, you know that what happened in California with the stealing and everything. Walmart over here had so many items stolen and so many thefts, they had to call the police every 5 minutes. And the police department told them that we can't designate one officer just to be coming to you 10 times a day. So they say you're going to have to get your own security, and they got their own security. Plus, if you steal something under $29, there would be no charges filed. Don't you remember that?
I seem to recall I did not know that was in Jacksonville. Is that in Jacksonville?
North Carolina.
Is that in Jacksonville? What's happening?
Yeah, in Jacksonville. Yes, the store in Jacksonville. Yes.
I've not heard anything.
Check with the whoever comes in there, the sheriff or police over there. Check about that. It wasn't on their watch; it was for previous, but that's what happened.
I don't even know who is the police chief in Richlands now.
Was this in Richlands or
You're talking about the one in Richlands, right?
Jacksonville. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, I'll double check that. I don't know. I haven't heard that.
Jacksonville, the big store where 1298, where the first store.
I've seen
Over
more
there.
people. I've seen more notices
Western Boulevard.
put out on social media from Lowe's.
Yeah, they couldn't send somebody every 5 minutes or 10 times a day to cover these thefts, and they told them to get their own security, and that's what happened. But like I said, after that, they didn't want to do all kinds of paperwork, so they said anything stolen or under $29, they won't charge. They just tell you don't come to this store anymore. That's it.
Well,
So why are you picking on my man all the time? What's your problem?
hold on. Here's the thing about the $29 deal. If they steal something under $29 and they're told to stay away from the store, if they come back, they can be charged with trespassing, and they can be jailed for that.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Exactly. Now, why are you picking on my president? What's your problem?
I'm not picking on your president. I have defended all of the people who are trying to run him out of business.
Your wife and this. Now, you're not blaming the other guy's lies that he said. You think his wife could call my and say, why do you tell so many lies? Can we cut the lies out?
I'm
How
not.
come you don't go there?
Why do you want to compare one to the other when I'm talking about one? Are you just trying to?
You're not going to vote for Biden anyway. You should concentrate on the other guy, on your man. Pick on him.
You're not.
Why are you picking on my man?
You can't tell him he's my man, and I don't know who your man is except what you say.
The only one thing you got to remember: 81 to 91, baby. Let's
No,
rock.
I don't even know what that means.
You know what that means. You know what that means. It means you're going against Biden's age because he's 81, but you're not talking about the 91 felony of the other guy. And you're ready to put somebody with 91 felonies into office.
How many?
That's what it means.
How many
We talked
charges?
about
How
this.
many felony
91.
charges has he been convicted of?
34 so far on that last one that is due right now. That a verdict was supposed to be given on the 11th, which is what, tomorrow, I think.
So
and that was postponed too.
So what
You
are
like that, don't you?
What are you going to do if they overturn those convictions?
What, you wanted to get away with what he did?
No, I'm just asking you. What are you going to say? I'm not overturning anything.
Why would these trials would not come ahead? Why should they not come ahead? The man, are we crazy? Are we charging him things that he didn't do?
Yeah, we are. We're crazy. We all know we're crazy, but that's beside the point.
You should be fair as an unaffiliated, and you should inform your unaffiliated friends, because you're so proud how many they are, what Project 2025 is. Where's your commentary on Project 2025?
I've
know what that's about?
I've looked at Project 2025. I've discounted Project 2025. It's a bunch of malarkey, and it's not going to occur. Okay, find something that has got some teeth into it to bite into. Get a good ribeye steak or something there, Theo.
You don't think that's anything to do with it, huh? So in other words, these people sat down, the Heritage Foundation, they put 900 pages or something with Steve Bannon, Steve Miller, and a few others. They put all that stuff together, and you think it's fake, right?
It's going to go nowhere.
Okay, all right. Okay, then don't worry, please. If you don't worry about that, please don't worry about Biden. Biden's the one who's going to carry us through.
Yeah.
Whether he wins or not, Biden is the man right
All
there.
Well, he's unfortunately he is
Yeah,
a man.
Yeah, I understand. You used to call him Sleepy Joe 4 years ago, remember? 4 years ago, what happened? He's done his years almost. What happened?
I think I called him Crazy
need an
Uncle Joe,
apology
didn't I?
from you.
Didn't I call him Crazy Uncle Joe?
Listen, you had him Sleepy Joe.
Other
your
people,
main man.
other people call him
And
Sleepy
he put
Joe.
4 years in there, okay? And
And we are worse off, to be honest with you, than we were 4 years ago. Was it?
No, we're not.
Hold on.
No, we're not.
Was it all his fault? Absolutely not. Was part of it his predecessor's fault? Absolutely. Was it part of it Obama's fault? Yes. How about the Bushes? Yes, it was. And
Steve,
Clinton.
Colin, I know it's Steve.
Yeah.
let me tell you 4 things that he walked in, okay? First of all, he walked in a pandemic, COVID-19, when he walked in.
Okay.
Then he had an economic problem. What was that? People were losing their jobs. They were thrown out of their homes. Then he had a democracy problem. There was an insurrection before he even took office. And finally, the 4th one he walked in was Afghanistan, where Donald Trump wheeled and deal with the Taliban, and then he walked out. Okay, those are 4 things that Joe Biden walked in.
And we're up against the wall.
Okay?
Again, we're at the end of the show, and you call in late. So we've got to go pay some bills. You're live and local Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m., WSME.
Rebuild, remodel, repair, or do cottage or home improvements? Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Morris City, should be your first stop. Williams Hardware carries power tools and equipment, chains and fasteners, plumbing and electrical supplies, along with Gerber, Buck, and Case knives. Williams Hardware is your helpful, handy hardware store. Williams Hardware cuts glass to size and cuts and threads pipe. When the chores are done and the cleanup is finished, light up that Wilmington grill from Williams Hardware. Williams Hardware, 3011 B Bridge Street, Morehead City. Open Monday through Saturday from 7:30 till 6 p.m. and Sundays for your convenience, noon till 5. Phone Williams Hardware, 25.
Looking for a job? Full-time? Part-time? Il Italiano Restaurant wants you. We're currently hiring for hostesses, servers, bartenders, and dishwashers. Il Cigno Italiano is a family-owned, fast-paced restaurant that offers the best in fine dining on the Crystal Coast. If you're hardworking, reliable, professional, and have a desire to always strive for better, we want to talk to you. Make great money and be a part of an outstanding, dedicated team. Il Cigno Italiano on West Corbin Avenue in Swansboro.
Mills International Incorporated, your local Cub Cadet dealer, is ready for summer. And you should be too, with the Cub Cadet Ultima Series. Come today and see how these zero-turn mowers have stepped up control, with traditional lap to a familiar steering wheel experience. Four-wheel control provides precision, maneuverability, and stability on a variety of terrains, including hills up to 20 degrees. Adjustable automotive-inspired high back seat lets you comfortably cut at your maximum speed, while a heavy-duty mowing deck powers your yard for a premium cut. Combine steering wheel control with premium features of the Cub Cadet Ultima Series, and you get a zero-turn mower ready to unlock the possibilities of your lawn. Head to your local Cub Cadet dealer, Mills International Incorporated, at 801 South Queen Street, Kinston, for exceptional offers, expert advice, and a superior service.
If you are looking to purchase a pre-owned car, truck, or SUV without the high pressure, Onslow County Motor Company, 1639 Lejeune Boulevard, may be the dealership for you. At Onslow County Motor Company, they want to help you buy a car, truck, or SUV, not just sell you one. Buying a car, truck, or SUV should be enjoyable, and the folks at Onslow County Motor Company will do their best in making your car buying experience fun and relaxed. Check out their inventory online at ocmc.us or visit them at 1639 Lejeune Boulevard. All vehicles are hand-selected, and a standard warranty comes with most vehicles, with extended warranties available, and Carfax is free. Stop by and visit Ben, Brandon, Travis, or Terry. They will gladly answer all your questions about a particular model. Financing? Well, Z will finance most anybody. Great selection, great people. Onslow County Motor Company, 1639 Lejeune Boulevard, Jacksonville, where customers send their friends.
Call today, 910-355-7066. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, your trusted local carrier indoor weather team. Serving all of your heating and air conditioning needs since 1967, now offers commercial financing and residential financing as low as 0%. With hurricane season here, be prepared with a Generac generator for your home or business. Humphrey Heating and Air has Generac generators in stock, ready to install today. Humphrey Heating and Air also does residential and commercial plumbing, air duct cleaning for better breathing, and services all brands of HVAC. Turn to the carrier experts, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning. With locations in Jacksonville and Hempstead, visit online, humphreyheating.com, and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning since 1967. Relax, we're on the way.
It's and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Okay, I'm not trying to be rude to Theo or anybody else, but you call it at the end of the show. We only have a limited amount of time with the show, obviously, and we got to get out. We got about a minute and 15 seconds now. Anyway, just to clarify, I'm not bashing Trump. I'm not bashing Biden. I am bashing the people who are pushing Biden.
Right.
Trump's got his own problems. He's got his own people.
Yep.
He's got so many people out there to put him up on a pedestal, and that's just absolutely wrong. He doesn't belong there. Neither does anyone else that I know of. Biden has got issues. We've all recognized it. Some of us, most of us, have acknowledged he's got some issues there. That there, but for the grace of God, go I or you or anybody else at any time, and you don't have to be 81 for that to happen. You can be 65, as somebody else that I recently. So there are things that can happen. That doesn't mean the fate of this country should be cast aside just for this one person's sake. And it doesn't mean that we should put this one individual up there just because some party wants him to be there. That's the worst reason to do it. That is absolutely the worst reason to do it. I don't care about the parties. Obviously, I don't belong to one.
Right.
So that's just the way that I am. I do care about country, and I do care about his well-being. I mean, this gentleman he deserves to spend the rest of his time not putting up with this kind of crap. Because he's going to be bashed. He's bashed every day in the news. It's unfortunate. Some people thought it was funny to begin with. It wasn't funny then. It's not funny now to bash a man when he's in a situation like this. You wouldn't go up and make fun of a handicapped individual, would you?
It's true. It's true. But you know what the difference is in all this? This is the leader of our country. This is
Well, the difference, but you still don't bash him.
no.
But he needs to come down. He needs to step down, and you should not be telling him how great that he is and how he can move forward and
Yes.
do this and yada, yada, yada.
It's very
He cannot
concerning.
do it. The professionals know he can't do it.
Right. This is very
And
concerning.
the others who are pushing him are doing it for self-centered reasons only, and most of it deals with their pocketbook and their brains.
Right. And being a citizen of this country.
Okay, we'll talk
know?
again tomorrow. Y'all feel free to ring us up. Don't wait until 9:45 or 9:55 to call, because
Yeah.
we have to cut you off.
We've got those commercials right at the
And
last.
then we got
that
another
have to get
program
in.
that's getting ready to start right
That's
now.
right, me too.
Have a great rest of your day. We'll see you tomorrow morning. The only person we have scheduled right now, so feel free. We're looking for others. Feel
Right.
free to ring us up when you hear us in the morning. Get started, get the day going right, and we'll go with you. How's
That's
that? And we do have Chris Miller tomorrow.
That's
Yay,
right.
a Miller
Sports
time
editor.
at about 8:40 or so in the morning. So
Yes.
stand by for that. We'll find out how the Ospreys are doing, which I know that they're doing
Oh,
better and better every day.
Great
So
game last night. We
we'll
didn't
see.
get a chance to talk about it. We'll talk about it tomorrow.
Rick Dees at 10 o'clock this morning. Another dose of the Daily Dees at 3 o'clock. It's Hollywood man, our man, the Chris man will be in the house. And right now it's Fox News time. You're live and local, Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m., WSME.
WSME, Camp Lejeune, W246CJ, Jacksonville.